The Kia Sportage is one of the hottest-selling crossovers right now, with its futuristic design and tech-packed interior, convincing thousands of buyers to sign on the dotted line every month. But if you're considering joining them, you need to know about 7 serious problems hiding beneath that bold exterior. While everyone else is focusing on what the Sportage does right, we're revealing the uncomfortable truths that dealers don't want you to discover until after you've already made the purchase. Number 7. Base engine is underpowered. Here's something dealers won't emphasize during your test drive. The standard 2.5-liter engine is going to leave you wanting more every single time you merge onto the highway. With just 187 horsepower, this naturally aspirated 4-cylinder is struggling to move the Sportage's nearly 3,500-pound curb weight with any sense of urgency. Picture this scenario that's going to happen constantly. You're navigating a short on-ramp during rush hour. Highway vehicles are flying past at 70 miles per hour, and you need to accelerate quickly to match their speed. You floor the pedal, expecting authority. Instead, the engine is going to strain and groan while you're still waiting for meaningful acceleration. 0 to 60 is taking over 9 seconds, creating genuinely stressful situations when you're navigating fast-moving traffic with your family aboard. The 8-speed automatic isn't helping either. It's constantly hunting for gears, hesitating at exactly the wrong moments. What's worse, Kia's engineers prioritized fuel economy over drivability, but the Sportage isn't even delivering impressive efficiency to justify the anemic performance. You're getting around 25 miles per gallon combined. That's barely better than many V6-powered competitors offering significantly more power. So you might think the hybrid version solves these problems, right? Unfortunately, that's where things get even more complicated. Number 6. So-so hybrid performance. We've all been there, standing at the gas pump, watching the numbers climb, feeling that sting. That pain is exactly why buyers are flocking to hybrids, expecting meaningful relief. The Sportage hybrid looks fantastic on paper. EPA ratings suggest 42 miles per gallon combined. The plug-in promises 34 miles of electric-only range. These numbers make buyers believe they're getting the best of both worlds. Reality is painting a very different picture. Owner reports are flooding in, consistently showing real-world results falling short by significant margins. Highway driving, many owners report low 30s miles per gallon instead of advertised figures. That's the difference between choosing this hybrid and sticking with a conventional gas model. The all-wheel drive hybrid performs even worse. Cold weather exposes the system's weaknesses, battery performance drops dramatically when temperatures fall. The plug-in hybrid brings its own headaches. That 34-mile electric range sounds impressive until you're actually living with it. The moment that battery depletes, fuel consumption spikes higher than you'd expect. Refinement is another concern. The transition between electric and gas power creates noticeable hesitations. You're going to feel the powertrain switching modes, producing that familiar rubber band sensation during acceleration. But disappointing powertrains are just the beginning. Once you start driving this crossover daily, the suspension reveals problems that clash with everything the styling promises. Number 5. Ride quality. Look at the Sportage from the outside. Those sharp lines, muscular stance, and aggressive styling send a clear message. This crossover looks ready for engaging drives through twisting roads. You're buying it partly because it looks like it would be fun to drive. Now imagine your disappointment the first time you take it through a winding road with any enthusiasm. Body roll becomes immediately obvious. The suspension wallows through turns like a vehicle from a decade ago. Competitors like the Mazda CX-50 or Honda CR-V dance circles around the Sportage when roads get twisty. Even the steering provides almost zero feedback. You're turning the wheel, and the Sportage is responding, but there's no communication about what's happening beneath you. It's like playing a video game with force feedback turned off. Over broken pavement or expansion joints, impacts transmit into the cabin more than they should. That smooth ride the Sportage promises on perfect roads, it vanishes the moment real-world conditions appear. Potholes send sharp jolts through the structure. Rough surfaces generate more noise than competitors allow to intrude. The unpredictable handling is concerning enough, but when you combine it with safety systems that aren't behaving consistently, you're creating frustration every time you get behind the wheel. Number 4. Safety features inconsistency. You're buckling your kids into the backseat, preparing for a long highway drive. You're trusting that advanced safety systems will watch your blind spots, keep you centered in your lane, and warn you about collisions. That's the promise modern driver assistance technology makes. The Sportage's systems aren't living up to that promise consistently enough to earn your confidence. The adaptive cruise control behaves erratically. Sometimes it maintains perfect following distance, other times it brakes too aggressively or accelerates too suddenly. There's no predictable pattern. Lane keeping assist presents similar problems. corners. On well-marked highways, the system works acceptably, but introduce faded lane markings or wet conditions, and everything falls apart. The steering corrections become harsh and unpredictable. The forward collision warning system cries wolf far too often. False alerts happen regularly enough that drivers learn to ignore the warnings, creating a dangerous situation where legitimate warnings might get dismissed. What's worse is these issues aren't consistent across all Sportage models. You're essentially gambling on whether your particular Sportage will have well-tuned systems or problematic ones. Speaking of inconsistent technology, wait until you experience the daily frustration of the infotainment system that looks impressive in photos but falls apart when you try using it while driving. Number 3. Tech features issues. Walking up to the Sportage, that dual 12.3-inch screen setup looks incredibly impressive. Then you actually start using the system, and the cracks show through quickly. Here's a situation that'll drive you crazy multiple times daily. You're heading home on a chilly evening. The temperature is dropping, so you reach for climate controls to bump up the heat. But wait, the panel is currently displaying media controls. You have to press a button to switch modes, adjust temperature, then switch back if you want to change the radio station. This isn't just inconvenient, it's genuinely distracting while driving. The infotainment response time lags noticeably. Modern smartphones have trained us to expect instant reactions. The Sportage's system processes commands with noticeable delay. Menu navigation requires more steps than it should for basic functions. Common adjustments that should be 1 or 2 taps away are buried 3 or 4 levels deep. Voice controls struggle with anything beyond the most basic commands. But frustrating technology isn't the Sportage's only long-term concern. There's a bigger question looming over this crossover's bold design that could haunt you years down the road. Number 2. Will it age well? Think about that bold fashion choice you made 5 years ago that seemed so cutting edge. Remember looking at old photos and cringing? That same feeling might be waiting for you with the Sportage's unconventional design. Those boomerang running lights, the aggressive nose, the sharp character lines, they're all making a bold statement, but automotive history teaches us a harsh lesson about unconventional designs. Remember the Nissan Juke? It was edgy and different when it launched. 5 years later, it looked dated and strange. The Pontiac Aztek? Same story. The Sportage is walking that same dangerous line. That full-width dual-screen setup is trendy now, but technology moves fast. The interface that looks modern today will look outdated when the next generation arrives with even larger screens. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's about resale value. When you're trying to sell this Sportage in 3 to 5 years, potential buyers will compare it to rival models that aged better. And that brings us to the biggest problem of all. The one advantage the Sportage used to have over its competitors has completely disappeared. Number 1. Still a bargain? Remember when you could walk into a Kia dealership and get significantly more features for your money than competing brands offered? That value advantage made it easy to overlook minor shortcomings. Those days are ending. Base models now start around $28,500, creeping dangerously close to Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4 territory. But here's what's really problematic. By the time you're adding features that make the Sportage competitive, you're matching or exceeding the prices of those better-regarded competitors. Want larger screens and heated seats? You're moving up to the EX trim, pushing past $33,000. The top SX Prestige approaches $40,000. The hybrid and plug-in models make the value equation even worse. The base hybrid starts around $30,000. The PHEV? You're looking at over $41,000 before adding options. Compare that to a RAV4 Prime or CR-V hybrid, and suddenly the Sportage isn't the budget-friendly choice it used to be. The Kia Sportage walks into showrooms looking like the complete package. Bold styling that turns heads, dual screens that impress, and enough tech features to fill a window sticker. But you're getting an underpowered base engine that creates stressful highway merging, hybrid powertrains that underdeliver on efficiency promises, forgettable handling that contradicts the aggressive styling, inconsistent safety systems you can't fully trust, frustrating infotainment controls that distract you while driving, design choices that risk looking dated in just a few years, and pricing that's climbed so high the Sportage has lost its value advantage. For a crossover that used to win buyers by offering more for less, today's Sportage is asking you to pay premium prices for a package that's falling short in too many critical areas. But the Sportage is just a part of a much bigger trend, as rivals also come with numerous drawbacks and don't seem as valuable as they used to. If you love ruggedness and all-wheel drive capability, you definitely want to check out our video about the reasons not to buy the new Subaru Forester. Quintessential Subaru values might still be there, but the popular SUV comes with a couple of serious limitations.